All right, hey y'all. I'm going to get set up a little bit. I've got about 1 hour of the 1111 portal video filming here. And then I'm going to get into my own practices. So I am going to pull up YouTube to make sure everything's streaming okay. This is Heather with Underwater Panther. And yes, I know my business sign is backwards. It's a mirrored image. I like to see myself when I film, so I will fix the technical things later. All right, I'm going to pull up my chat. The main picture on here, my daughter just sent me that. We are currently seeing the aurora in the skies. We have a lot of solar flares going on. And I am in the middle of Indiana, and my wish 5 days ago, I was hoping to goodness that I could see the aurora lights in the Indiana skies before 11/11, and we are seeing it now. I was so excited. I was telling everyone at work last night, make sure you look up to the skies. So this is a very exciting time. I wanted to elaborate on what 11/11 represents. All right, so I am seeing my stream. I'm going to get my live chat up. All right, we are doing it. Let me pull my notes back up. I've probably got another 20 pages of notes I've been curating today. All right, so this is the 11/11 portal, the shift from Mars to Venus consciousness, magnetism, awakening, and the new age of Earth. So I currently have my huge bay door open. It is a little chilly, but I have to do that in order to get internet service. I'm drinking a melting forest mushroom drink. I am about ready to brew some blue lotus tea here in about an hour. So I am going to allow myself an hour on here, and then I've got to get into my own 11/11 ritual. All right, so the 11/11 portal is open. Every year, this date acts like a tuning fork, aligning heaven and earth, masculine and feminine, matter and spirit. But this year, the resonance is different. The pulse is softer, the current smoother. The shift from Mars to Venus consciousness has begun, and I have explained that in depth in prior live videos, so do check those out. And I certainly will continue doing so for a while. For 5,000 years, so we have completed a 5,000 year cycle. This is the portal for that. For 5,000 years, humanity has been ruled by the red planet, by the will to conquer, defeat, and survive. Mars taught us action, discipline, and the courage to individuate. But the same fire that builds empires also burns bridges. Now Venus rises, teaching a new kind of power, coherence, beauty, and magnetism. So currently we are in a huge Taurus Scorpio axis. We had the Taurus supermoon a few days ago, and we had a lot of our planets go from fire signs to water signs. And I certainly explained that in the last live video on what all of that means. And I also went into depth with historical. Where have we seen these patterns in history? So we have a huge grand water trine, and we are currently on the Taurus Scorpio axis. But now we are rooted in Venus. So 5,000 years ago, that takes you back to the Egyptian era when they were building pyramids. So we have been in a Martian 5,000 year cycle when the Egyptians fell. Yeah, it's like when they fell, it was a very masculine led 5,000 years. So now we are in a new 5,000 year cycle that is more Venetian. So in the Venetian age, power is not taken, it's transmitted. It's the frequency of presence of a nervous system so calm that reality bends around it. The 1111 portal amplifies this shift, inviting every heart to choose resonance over resistance. When two ones stand together, they form pillars, a gateway. What passes through determines the tone of your next timeline. If Mars was the warrior, Venus is the artist. If Mars conquered territory, Venus cultivates harmony. The portal is asking, can you lead without force? Can you receive without fear? Science calls it coherence. Spirituality calls it alignment. Your body calls it peace. When your heart and breath move in rhythm, you become magnetic. The earth feels it, the field sees it. Every beat of your heart sends electromagnetic wave through the air around you, measurable and real. When you're calm, that wave becomes smooth. When you are stressed, it fragments. The 1111 energy teaches magnetism is simply emotional electricity without interference. This is why you feel people's energy before they speak, why rooms shift when certain souls enter. Your aura is your frequency signature, the mirror of your internal rhythm. And Venus, ruler of this new rhythm and resonance, now tunes the collective field. Oh, I love the aurora. It's currently in our skies and it's got really, really bright pink and green hues, which is perfectly aligned with the Venetian Taurian energy. So Mother Earth is singing right now due to the crazy solar flares and the three-eye Atlas comet that flared up our sun. There is so much going on in the sky right now. It's absolutely phenomenal. So take a breath. Inhale slowly through the nose. Exhale longer through the mouth. Let the nervous system settle into the same 7.83 hertz pulse that hums beneath the Earth's crust. The Schumann frequency. You are syncing with the planet's heartbeat. Now feel your chest. Beneath thought, beneath wanting, there is a vibration. That vibration is prayer without words. The 1111 portal amplifies whatever prayer lives there. This is not about manifesting through willpower. It is about tuning your field to Venus, to magnetism instead of motion. In this new frequency, effort collapses. Everything that matches your peace finds its way to you. Look at how the earth mirrors this. Auroras swirl over magnetic poles as solar wind meets atmosphere. The colors you see in the sky are plasma becoming light through contact. The same happens inside you. Experience meeting awareness creates illumination. This is the physics of awakening. Voltage becomes vision. Tension becomes tone. Every emotion, when met with presence, transforms into light. This is the Venetian alchemy. Chaos refined into coherence. The age of Aquarius opens the circuitry wider. Yes, we are now entering into the age of Aquarius. I am so excited. I have a 11th house. My Mercury is in the 11th house of Aquarius. And I certainly went into depth in the last video introducing myself. I have many planets in the 11th degree in my birth chart. 11th house Aquarius. Like, I am very Venetian, very, very Venetian. I have a Capricorn stellium. So I am totally rocking this energy. The portal asks, what do you value? Because whatever you value becomes your gravity. Taurus, Venus's earth sign, roots that value into matter. Scorpio, her mirror, purifies desire until only truth remains. Together they teach. To receive, you must relax. The nervous system is our new temple. Every time you rest into safety, you tell creation, I am ready to hold more light. Every time you chase, you signal lack. Stillness is strategy. Peace is profit. Venus reminds what you love loves you back. What you appreciate appreciates. Every thank you becomes a magnet. Every sigh of relief becomes a prayer. This is the wealth frequency of the new Venetian Earth timeline. The collective heart is recalibrating. We are learning intimacy again, not just romantically, but existentially. The human race remembering how to feel together without fear. When one heart finds coherence, the resonance spreads. The 1111 portal is a network event in consciousness. Millions breathing in sync, millions releasing tension. The field brightens, the grid stabilizes. Aurora above, aurora within. Venus's lesson is not softness without strength. It is magnetism that can move mountains quietly. It is elegance under pressure, the gold thread through chaos. When you choose beauty in a moment of fear, you alter the frequency of the world. You don't need to fight for the new age. You need to embody it. Every time you forgive, listen, create, or savor, you anchor the Venetian current. You become a stabilizer in the storm. This portal is the bridge between solar and lunar power, logic and intuition. Think of the pillars. I'm going to break down 1111 very deeply here in a moment. I just had to have a poetic beginning. Breathe again. For centuries, we exalted doing. Now we learn the sacred technology of being. The receptive field is the new frontier. Feel the weight of your body supported by gravity, the earth holding you steady. That grounding is divine technology. It completes the circuit between heaven and matter, like they were trying to do with the pyramids. The pyramid's bottom foundation is actually lined up with the cardinal directions, north, east, south, and west. And the transcendence, there was a point on the top pointed toward the heavens, and they looked at that like the ladder of transcendence, bringing heaven down into earth. And so now we are going to do that within our own nervous systems. And I explained that in depth in the last video, but we are the new pyramids. You can look at it that way. That grounding is divine technology. It completes the circuit between heaven and matter. Every aurora in the sky is proof that light loves resistance. Without darkness, color cannot exist. Your contrast is your teacher. Your pain, when held with awareness, becomes your palette. So during this 1111 window, simplify. Drink water, touch soil, speak beauty into form. Say thank you more than you ask why. The current responds to grace. Let your desire purify into devotion. Let your goals melt into gratitude. What is meant for you cannot miss you when you vibrate peace. You become the path, not the pursuer. The feminine current of Venus isn't passive, it's precision through presence. It reorganizes matter by softening it. That's why your calm is terrifying to chaos. It ends its reign. As the portal peaks, visualize a golden current flowing from your heart into the world, not to control, but to harmonize. Every breath expands the field of beauty you carry. This is real influence. Whisper inwardly. I am magnetic. I am coherent. I am the bridge between worlds. My peace is my power. The Venetian field hums through you now. Every act of kindness strengthens it. Every moment of awe feeds it. You are the living aurora of the age to come. As above, so within, as within, so without. You are not chasing the new earth, you are birthing it, breath by breath, heartbeat by heartbeat. This is the 1111 awakening. Welcome home. All right, so now I'm going to get into the symbolic mechanics of 1111. I'm going to take a drink break first. I've got my hibiscus rose sparkling functional mocktail. It's got a whole bunch of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different mushrooms. All right, so the symbolic mechanics of 1111. The 1 is primal force. In numerology, 1 is frequently described as the origin point or unity, the seed of all form, the I am principle. And I'm actually an Aries rising. So my Aries rising, my whole birth chart is ruled by Mars, and my Mars is in Taurus, ruled by Venus. So it's kind of hilarious. And yeah, so Aries rising, I am certainly always number 1. Repeating the 1, emphasis, amplification. The more ones, the stronger the vibration of self-assertion, origination, and creative potency. In esoteric systems, this relates to the archetype of the creator within, or the microcosm reflecting the macrocosm. The number begins a portal between self and source. The gate or portal structure. Sequences like 1111 are often identified as gateways or thresholds in mystical numerology. The repeated 1s resembles pillars, lines or vectors of potential. And so this aligns with portal ritual thinking, such as a number sequence that can mark a time when the veil is thin. So currently we have a thin veil. That's why it's called a portal. Or when a shift in dimension or vibrational state is available. It isn't just good luck, it's a dynamic, energetic condition where the field is primed for manifestation, alignment, and deep transformation. Alignment and responsibility. 1111 also carries a kind of mirror function. It asks, are you aligned with your inner truth and life path? And warns that when seen, one's energetic state is being reflected back. From a no-fluff, esoteric view, it's not simply manifest good things. It's a check-in with yourself, so it is a mirror. A node from the field that you are in resonance or being drawn into a resonance with a higher vector of purpose. All right, so it's time to step out of shadow and claim this fully. Anchor into it. Structure of the double master number. So I just broke down what 1 represents. It is the I am. It is the spark of creation. All right, so the structure of double master number. The number 11 alone is considered a master number. In many numerological traditions, it represents depth, intuition, and illumination. So doubling the 11, you get 1111, which intensifies the effect. Master of masters, a portal within a portal, a fractal doubling of the master vibration. There's also reduction symbolism. So you get 11 plus 11, which equals 22, and 2 plus 2 equals 4. This is huge. Huge. The 4 is about foundation, manifestation, and structure, and I'm going to break this down in depth, and I will include a sample of a ritual that you can do yourself. So the logic here is high vibration impulse, 11. Grounded form, 22, which breaks down to 4, which represents embodiment. So 1111 is the interplay between the high visible impulse, 11, and the structural ability to bring it into form. So you have a spark of creation, and now you're trying to bring something into form and have a foundation. So in your wealth, I have a wealth guide. I'm not going to sell that here. I'm actually going to create many different ebooks, so be on the lookout. All right, so this is a huge manifestation grid work that is very, very potent. Synchrony and subtlety. Many sources note that frequent sightings of 1111, which I have seen my entire life, are less about magic time and more about synchronicity or signal recognition. Your inner field is waking up. You're noticing connections. In your metaphysical self, seeing 1111 is a pattern, which might mean you're crossing from passive witness to active co-creation in the matrix of your archetype. The core geometry of 1111, the monad, the Pythagorean, and the Hermetic origin. In the Pythagorean mysteries, 1, the monad, is the undivided principle, the source from which all number and thus creation unfolds. When the monad replicates itself, we get 2 pillars, 11, 1 and 1, or a mirror. That's the birth of polarity, active, passive, heaven, earth, masculine, and feminine. Doubling again, 1111 is 4 pillars, which represents a temple or gate. 1111 equals foundational geometry, 4 lines forming the quadrilateral through which spirit manifests as matter. So 1111 is not a wish number. It's the architecture of manifestation itself. And I really don't see anyone else breaking it down like this. This is totally my jam. So we have the spark of creation, and we're getting into foundation and structure, which then leads into manifestation. Mathematical archetype, the law of reoccurrence. 1111 is both simple and infinite. Mathematically, it's a palindromic mirror. It reads the same forward and backward, revealing the law of reoccurrence, the universe folding into itself. So the mechanics, every one mirrors every other one. 4 identical values equals perfect resonance. So the sum of 1, 11, 11, 1, 1, 1, 1 equals 4, which represents stability, foundation, and manifestation. The product is unity preserved, and the pattern is cyclical, infinite sequence. So at its core, 1111 is a paradox of multiplicity that remains unity. 1 becoming 4 without ceasing to be 1. In Hermetic math, this is the secret of tetrets, monad, the breath of God crystallized into form. Not sure if I want to get into the Kabbalistic mechanics. I study all different systems, all different cultures, Egyptians to Native Americans, you name it, I study it. Yeah, I might break this down. Let me think. I don't know if this is pretty deep. this is really deep. I have 40 minutes left until I have to go. So we're talking about the Hebrew alphabet. So each one can be linked to the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. Aleph equals the silent breath. It unites heaven, Yod above, and earth, Yod below, and spirit, Vav, in between. So 4 breaths is the tetragrammatic temple. In deep Kabbalah, this forms the chariot or 4 worlds. Thus, 1111 equals spirit mirrored through 4 worlds, a mechanical description of how divine intention becomes physical reality. So that breaks down into the 4 elements: fire, air, water, and earth. So the function of fire is pure light, air, creation, divine design, water, formation and pattern structuring, and earth, which is action in the material world. Together they form the tetragrammaton, the 4-fold manifestation of the unknowable source. So I have been getting very deeply into Native American teachings due to my own self. I went down, my great aunt passed away, and so I have been working on my maternal, familial, passed down generational trauma through the Native American lineage on my mother's side. So I am getting 3 tribal cards. I'm taking it very seriously. I am very, very spiritual, and that is my bloodline, and I feel it very deeply. So I am incorporating Native American teachings, which they also go through the cardinal directions. They have their own prayers and chants that they go through. So every single culture, including Egyptians, including the Kabbalah people, Native American people, they all understood integrating these 4 directions and elements. All right, so Egyptian Hermetic parallels. So you see that in the Kabbalah, you're seeing it in the Native American, and you're seeing it in the Egyptian. So the 4 corners of the throne. So we're breaking down 1111, which represents a temple and 4 corners. In the Hermetica and temple cosmology, creation stands on 4 pillars. The first pillar is light, the Utman's spark. Second pillar is sound, Thoth's word. Third pillar is form, Ta's design. And the 4th pillar equals life, Isis, embodiment. The alignment of these 4 equals cosmic stability. So seeing 1111 mechanically signals a moment when those 4 creative forces are in phase. A harmonic resonance between intention, word, design, and life. The ancient Egyptian temples mirrored this 4-fold structure. Atman equals the first one, and then you divide that into air, water, earth, and fire, or sky. 4 support beams of the world order. 1111 equals the moment Atum breathes the first order into chaos, the 4 rays of Ra. In Hermeticism, this is expressed as the quadrature of the circle, spirit condensing into 4 points of manifestation. I know this is kind of hard to visualize, so after I break this down, I'm going to actually take you with my phone to what I've drawn here. I have my own, I call it a mandala, so it's very visual and you can see it symbolically. It's easier to understand symbolically. Thus, 1111 is not a portal in the fantasy sense. It's the temple of materialization, the geometry that lets light become substance. Platonic Pythagorean frame. Pythagoras taught that one contains all number in the tetractites. I am murdering these words. 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 10, encodes cosmic order. 1111 is a compressed tetract. All pillars activate, none differentiated. Each one is a tone in the harmonic scale. So the first one is will, the monad. The second is reflection, dyad. Third, balance, triad. Fourth, structure, tetrad. When they resonate simultaneously, it produces the chord of manifestation in motion. The audible om, or creative logos in mathematical form. So now we're going to get into the Taoist and Chinese mathematical view. In Taoist cosmology, one represented the Great One. From it emerges two. So two, that is the polarities. The yin and the yang is how they would look at it. Masculine and feminine. Yin, feminine, yang, masculine. Two turns into 4, the 1111. So the 4 images. And they also, you can see that within the 4 dragons in the Eastern culture. So 1111 corresponds to the 4 images stage. Energy differentiated but still pure, poised before material density. So mechanically, 1111 threshold is the threshold between the invisible and the visible chi. When it appears, it's a signal that heavenly chi and earthly chi are mirroring each other. All right, so the esoteric arithmetic. So the sum of 1111 is 4. The tetrad, which equals stability, manifestation, and physical world. So you're seeing that no matter what culture there is, we are all, I find it absolutely fascinating that 5,000 years ago plus, they were building, all of a sudden, peoples all over the world were building pyramids. And they never talked to each other. They didn't have cell phones to communicate, for goodness sakes. It's just so wild how every culture, I've layered on so much information from so many different cultures. The more you layer it on, the more you realize that we've all come to very, very similar conclusions. That's why I do astro-psychology, astrology and psychology. I've layered those on top of each other and they actually align. And the more information you have, the deeper you can get and embody wisdom. The many remain the one, even when mirrored fourfold. That's why initiates treat it as a moment of conscious creation. Unity expressing itself through multiplicity without losing coherence. Alchemy of the elements. Each one can represent one element in its pure state. One represents fire and will. The second one represents water and emotion. The third one represents air or mind. And the fourth one represents earth or form. When aligned, 1111, the quintessence emerges, the 5th element. And this is literally even in the Native American teachings. So once you get all 4 air, earth, fire, water elements balanced within yourself, your own masculine and feminine, you can get to the sacred fire in the middle. Or you can look at it like your nervous system is finely regulated. You're able to balance your own masculine and feminine energies within. And when you do that, you have better relationships. You start manifesting faster. You can bring your dreams down into reality. And so at that point, the 5th element comes into play, which is ether. Ether, when you're lucid dreaming, you're literally playing with ether. I've been lucid dreaming a lot lately, intentionally. It is amazing for like psychological integration, spiritual, emotional integration, even ancestral trauma. When you're lucid dreaming, you can work on that a lot as well. And so not only when you balance all of these elements within yourself, you not only lucid dream, you can also lucid live. That's like my new term that I've been saying. I need to coin it. I don't hear anyone else saying lucid dreaming and lucid living. So you can start seeding your future. You can start shifting dimensions and timelines. So the mechanics is elemental balance, not mystic coincidence, but energetic symmetry. Psychological archetypal level, mirror principle. So 1111 acts like a mirror. 1111 acts as a psychic resonance code within consciousness. Each one represents a plane of identity. So the first one is the higher self, the self in totality. The second one is the soul body, the anima or the animus, as Carl Jung liked to talk about. Once you start integrating your ego, you can break this down, the four. You can break everything down in four. The ego, your whole self. You've got your ego, your subconscious, your superconscious, your super ego. Four. Once you integrate your ego is also broken down into four parts. That is astrologically and psychologically. As astrologically, your ego, you've got your ruling sign, you've got your exaltation, you've got your left field planets, and you've got your fall planet. Psychologically, you've got the hero, parent, child, and inferior cognitive functions. So you can break the four down in so many different ways. I know this is like getting pretty deep. I've been in this stuff for 8-9 years now. But once you integrate your ego, psychologically speaking, you start getting into your subconscious. That is where you're the happiest. That's where your dreams start manifesting faster. And then also, that is when you're integrating your own masculine and feminine energies. So, Carl Jung would talk about the anima and the animus, and that is exactly what that is. Integrating yourself in order to play with the ether so you can lucid dream and lucid live. All right, so the third one is the persona and the shadow bridge, which is also the unconscious. And the fourth one is according to this system, is the instinctual base. So that would be your superego. Hopefully you're following me here. So you can break it down that way. When these four levels synchronize 1111, you experience mirroring reality. Thoughts manifest quickly, synchronicities spike, and reality feels aware of you. Mechanically, that's psychic coherence. Not luck, but signal alignment between conscious and subconscious matrix. All right, so I broke down the Eastern correlation, Vedic parallels. So the one in Taoism gives birth, that's the spark of creation. The Aries, the I am, the number one house. Then you've got two, which gets into polarity, the yin yang, masculine, feminine. The two turns into four and then into eight. 1111 represents that threshold moment between the unmanifest and the manifest. When the four images begin to turn into 8 trigrams, that represents the energetic world. In Vedic cosmology, the 4 yugas are phases of divine reflection. When all 4 vibrate simultaneously, it's the moment outside of time. So you literally are outside of time. I had a lucid dream think it was like 4 or 5 days ago. It started off dark outside. I was outside, it was dark, and I could feel something closing in on me. And I was literally holding a child. I don't know if it was my child. I was holding a child, and it was dark, and I was outside, and I started feeling something close in on me. I couldn't see it, but then all of a sudden, I was like, I'm dreaming. This is a dream. This isn't real. It turned daylight. I turned into like this ninja. I was like protecting the whole neighborhood. It was wild. It was so awesome. But oh, and another, so the moment outside of time. So as soon as I figured out I was dreaming, I flipped the lights on. It became daytime. There were like people shooting at me, but it was like Matrix style. I slowed the bullets down and I just kind of like stepped aside and laughed. So that's playing with ether. You collapse time, you collapse gravity itself. You can control the ethers around you. All right. So, it is a reset point equivalent to a portal of unity consciousness. Energetic and ritual mechanics, breath and light circuit. So I've got 20 minutes left and I probably have 15 pages. So I'm going to try to get through most of this. I just don't see anyone else out there talking about this. It's a lot of new age stuff. I'm not into the new age. I'm into the old teachings, the old wise teachings, bringing it back. We got to bring it back to wisdom. So in practical occult mechanics, 1111 manifests through the fourfold breath and fourfold light circuit. So the fourfold breath: inhale, east, earth, draw, rising chi from root to heart. South, fire, ignite your will, hold your breath. Exhale, that is the west, which represents water. You're releasing flow and surrender. You're moving your emotions through your body. You're not static. You're moving through things. No longer depressed, no longer in fear. And then the north is the integration and expansion. Repeat this 4 times. Inhale east, hold, think about the south fire. Exhale west, and then hold. You're in the north and your integration. So feel it in your center. Feel your own masculine and feminine. Feel your own energies. Tune back into your body. It is all about embodiment. You've now traced the 1111 structure through your own nervous system. 1 pillar per breath. Fourfold light. Visualize 4 beams: white, red, blue, and gold, converging into a center orb at the heart. The orb equals the unified one, the spirit. When you pulse them evenly, your field becomes coherent. This is the real mechanical portal opening. Your energy grid entering symmetry with the larger field. 1111 as the cosmological code. The universe itself is structured on quaternary symmetry. 4 forces: strong, weak, electromagnetic, gravity. So we are taught about gravity in school. We are not taught about electromagnetism. And that is huge right now in the collective. Everyone is in tune with the aurora. And you can look at it like the sun is the masculine element collectively. Our sun in the sky is the masculine. It's having massive solar flares. We just went through a supermoon, the feminine in Taurus, which is affecting our, Earth's, Mother Earth's electromagnetic field. And you're seeing the aurora lights. So that's kind of like the Earth trying to reset its nervous system. So the universe itself is structured this way: 4 dimensions, So we have, okay, where was I? 3 space and 1 time. Every time you perceive 1111, it is your consciousness momentarily syncing with the foundational frequency of manifestation, fractal of unity. Hence, the repeated vision of 1111 is not superstition. It's a feedback signal from your own field. You are coherent. Creation is mirroring you exactly as you are. All right, so I think I hammered that pretty well. All right, so the elemental and planetary map. It would be so much easier to do this. I like to edit videos a lot. I like to do like presentation styles. I know this is kind of hard to visualize. I'm a very I'm a very symbolic. I love images. I love drawing. I'm very creative. So I don't know if you want me to get deeper into this. You can't really visualize what I'm saying. I wanted to do a live stream so that I could get this information out prior to 11/11. I'm going to check my chat real quick. Okay. You guys want me to keep going? I think I'm going to break this down as a video, and I'm going to actually edit it so that you could get the visuals, but I'm going to go through the information. So I made a little chart, and I'm going to pass through this because I will make another video for that so you can visually see it. All right, so we have cosmic harmonics 1111 as the fourfold pulse of the universe. 4 fundamental forces equals the universal cross. Physics recognizes 4 forces underpinning reality. We have gravity, we have electromagnetism, strong nuclear, and weak nuclear. They are independent yet unify under higher conditions, as in the early universe or a black hole singularity. 1111 equals 4 forces and 1 source. The signature of unity through distinction. This is why the cosmic field oscillates in quaternary symmetry. Every act of creation requires 4 counterbalanced vectors. So, planetary synchrony and celestial mechanics. The 4 cardinal points, we have equinoxes and solstices, govern all orbital cycles. The cardinal, so you're breaking the Egyptians, Native Americans, they were all about the 4 cardinal directions. And now you can see this in our own celestial mechanics. So you've got the equinoxes and the solstices, 2 and 2, that's 4. Govern all orbital cycles. The solar 1111 imprint on time. So the great year is 25,920 years, which divides into 4 ages. Earth's procession through the elements of the zodiac. So we are entering into the Aquarian age. Each Venus, the harmonizer planet, traces a 5-point star in 8 years, but each conjunction divides space into 4 quadrants before closing the 5th, another 1111 pattern. So we actually are closing on Venus is starting a whole nother cycle. There are many, many, many cycles that we are literally closing out this year. 5,000 year cycle. Venus I believe it's an 8-year cycle. Don't quote me. There's so much going on. We have a grand trine that hasn't happened for thousands of years. It's a lot. Kali Yuga, I think that's like a 2,000 year cycle, maybe 1,200. I've got a lot of numbers bouncing around. But there are huge cycles that we have closed. Many of our outer planets have transitioned into new signs. You know, a lot of those take 12, 20 years, more than that. It is all converging right now. It's so wild. So wild. It was a wild 2025, and it is going out with a bang. These solar flares are causing volcanoes to go off, major earthquakes. It's a lot. The universe breathes in a quaternary pulse: expansion, equilibrium, contraction, and renewal. Every 1111 gateway you tune to isn't a cosmic accident, it's your local expression of the phase alignment. Biological mirror. So now we're going to bring it into biology. All right, so 1111 as life's structural code. Oh gosh, my chair just went down. I'm gonna have to readjust myself. All right, so take a drink break for a second. I've got about 15 minutes to go. I've got to get off here, and I'm not even halfway through my notes. So that's wild, right? I do this every single time. There's just not enough time in the day. All right, so DNA's 4 bases. We are in the biological mirror of 1111, life's structural code. DNA uses exactly 4 nucleotides: adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. Their combinations encode all biological life. 1111 equals 4 letters of the word of biology. So each base pair forms a mirror double strands, literally the 1111 mirror principle embodied. 2 pairs of ones facing each other. Life's foundation is a 4-fold mirrored unity. And then we have the heart's 4-beat rhythm. Human heartbeat equals lub dub pause pause. 4-fold rhythm repeating. That rhythm organizes electromagnetic fields measurable up to 3 feet from the body. The heart's 1111 beat entrains brainwaves, creating coherence between electrical and magnetic systems. The human's body reflection of cosmic resonance. Then we have brain hemisphere and neural cross. The human nervous system itself is a quaternary circuit. You have the left, right hemispheres in your brain. So you're thinking of the pillars. You got a 1-1 left, right hemispheres of your brain. The sympathetic and the parasympathetic branches of your nervous system, think yin and yang, all cross at the midline. So the corpus callosum and the vagus nerve is where they cross, forming an internal 1111 cross. When coherent, the nervous system generates harmonic standing waves that produce synchronicity perception. The eye notice 1111 phenomenon. It's not superstition, it's your neural and cardiac fields synchronizing with cosmic phase alignment. Think theta waves and the Schumann resonance entrainment. Bioelectromagnetic field mechanics. 1111 as human circuit blueprint. So the 4 currents and the Auric Taurus. So think Taurus field. You can think of the Taurus field also with our Mother Earth, the electromagnetism with the auroras and the solar flares and the supermoon we just had. And our own Taurus field is our heart, our electromagnetic heart. And it's like literally a 3-foot field outside of us. It's all about the Taurus field. As within, so without, as above, so below. You see the 4, the 111, you see it everywhere. Everywhere. I came up with my astro-psychological key cards I was breaking down the ego. That's what I've been focused on for the last 8 years. Astro-Psychology, breaking down the personality types very foundationally. And I noticed, I don't know any, I know one, I'm going to tell you, I know one other person doing what I'm doing. And I haven't exactly searched in a long time. I found one other person in another country doing astropsychology like I am. It is amazing. I really hope it gets out there more, people that are into this, but everything is broken up into 4 sections. It is really, truly, truly wild. The 4 cardinal signs, the 4 temperaments. Think about the 4 temperaments: the air signs, the intellectuals, the earth signs, the fire signs, and the water signs. Four, you're seeing it everywhere. 1111. All right, so we've got the 4 currents in the Taurus. Esoteric physiology and modern biophysics overlap here. The human energy field is a torus sustained by 4 primary currents. So we've got the ground current. It is an upward direction, and the element is earth. In the function, it draws chi from the ground and regenerates tissue, think grounding. And then we have the fire current, which is a downward. The element is fire. It converts intention into metabolic energy. We have the water current, which is circular, emotional wave harmonics. That's why you want to emotions. You want your emotions to be in motion. Emotions. You don't want your emotions to become stagnant. You don't want to go too much inside yourself. You want to express yourself. You need to keep that in motion. All right, so air current, we have spiral, thought, signal, propagation. When those 4 are in resonance, your auric field stabilizes at the golden ratio frequency, which is 1.618 hertz, and that's measurable through heart-brain synchronization studies with the Heart Math Institute and many others. That harmonic, the living experience of 1111, the perfect phase symmetry between the 4 energy streams. All right, I got about 10 minutes here. All right, so astral and temple analogs, 4-fold structures everywhere. So this is kind of a recap of everything I just said. So we've got the physical realm, we've got the 4 directions, the 4 seasons. Think about the 4 seasons. We're in fall, going into winter, going into spring, going into summer. 4 seasons, 4 cardinal directions. 1111 function is manifestation and balance. The realm of the astronomical, we have the solstices and the equinoxes, 4, which the 1111 function is cosmic timing gate. Architectural, we have the pyramids, we have medicine wheels. The 1111 function is structural harmonic to heaven. The mystical realm, we have the 4 archangels. If you're Catholic, I was actually raised Catholic. I was a Native American, raised Catholic. And so you've got the 4 archangels in the Eastern philosophies. You've got the dragons, the 4 dragons. You've got the Native Americans have a specific animal for the 4 directions. So they are considered the guardians of the gate. Guardians of the gate. Definitely look into that. You've got Gabriel, Archangel Gabriel, Michael, Raphael, and Uriel. Those are the 4 archangels of the 4 directions. And then you have Metatron in the center. Don't ever forget there is a center, and that's when you're truly integrated. All right, the mystical realm, we just said that. Biological realm, we have the 4 chambers of the heart, even the circulation and rhythm function. Psychological realm, we have the 4 Jungian functions, So astrologically, you've got the ruler planet, the exaltation, left field and fall. Psychologically, you've got the hero, parent, and child and inferior cognitive functions. You've got the ego, the subconscious, the unconscious, the superego. So that's all in psychological terms. And the 1111 function here is cognitive balance. And then we have the realm of the quantum, the four forces. The 1111 function is energy equilibrium. So everywhere you look, nature expresses itself through 1111 patterning. Quaternary order around a unifying center. Don't ever forget about the unifying center. Oh, I've got so much notes. I need to go. I need to go soon. I hope you guys are enjoying this. I don't see this information anywhere else combined all together on the internet and anywhere. If you've heard and one other person combine all of this information together, let me know, please. I am in a group that many of these people do know bits and pieces of that. But yeah, I combined many different systems together. All right, so the Schumann resonance and planetary synchrony. Earth's electromagnetic heartbeat, the Schumann resonance, fluctuates around 7.83 hertz. With harmonic, oh, I just got a message. My daughter texted me. Give me 1 second. Yes, I can do that. Okay, excuse me. All right, so we're talking about the Earth's electromagnetic heartbeat, the Schumann resonance. So it fluctuates around 7.83 hertz with harmonic multiples aligning to 3.9, 7.8, 14, 20, and 26 hertz. Ratios that can be reduced to fourfold intervals and the Fibonacci harmonics. When human alpha theta brainwaves, which is 8 to 12 hertz, synchronize with this pattern, one often notices 1111 or experiences synchronicity surges. It's not numerology, it's resonance. You're tuning into Earth's electromagnetic clock pulse. So the macro and micro reflection, the great mirror. So 1111 facing, it turns into a mirror. So the mirror, that's why we call it a portal. 1111, it's a portal. So scale, or say 1111 is the recurring structural frequency of coherence. The cosmic scale, the 1111 expression, we have the four fundamental forces and directions, planetary, four seasons, elements, and sacred directions. Human, we have the heart chambers, brain hemispheres, DNA basis. Subatomic, we have the four quantum numbers define electron states. Esoteric, we have the four worlds. You'll hear about that with the Native Americans, the four worlds. The elements, the four bodies, and the four guardians. And every layer, it encodes unity reflected through four. Four pillars of the 1111 human temple. So I am going to, let me see where I'm at here. I might actually bring you to my mandala. Let me see how much further I've got here. All right, so I think I'm actually going to bring you to my mandala so you can see this. I've got a ton more information, but I am going to have to cap it here. I have an 1111 party to attend. All right. All right, so I'm going to bring you up here. I've got my candles. I am going to be doing a little ceremony for 1111 myself. So I am going to bring you over here to my mandala, and I will break it down a little more so you can visually see. I'm going to have to move some of my candles. All right, so I'm going to bring you over here. I will hammer through a little bit more so you can visually see while I'm talking, and then I'm going to cap it off. Happy 11/11. Hopefully you guys can see the aurora skies like I can. I'm in Indiana, so I was like 5 days ago. I've been keeping in tune with the solar flares with 3i Atlas. We actually had another interstellar comet that popped up in between us and 3i Atlas, and it like disappeared. Like, what was that? I don't know. What was that? So I had to jump into the current like energies. I wrote 14 books this year. I've been hardcore into Aquarius or the INTJ personality. I probably made 200 videos for that specific personality. Multiple books. I've been in my own little world with my ancestral lineage healing. I've done a lot of research on that to get my tribal cards and to really understand what the family had gone through, you know, with the Native Americans. It's such a deep, I feel so deeply for Native Americans and what they went through. Yeah, you can feel generational trauma 7 years back. So I know a lot of people have been connecting more with their roots. That was kind of the theme of this year, connecting back to your ancestral roots. That is another goal of mine here, to inspire others to also do that. So I'm going to bring you over here. I'm getting really cramped on time here. All right, I don't All right, I don't know how I'm going to do this because I can't even see you. All right, let me pull up my YouTube. All right, let's see. How am I going to do this? That might be upside down, actually. My screen's mirrored. I'm upside down, flip-flop. You can't see it, can you? Did that help? There we go. Okay, there we go. All right, so now you can see, oops. It's like backwards. The way I want to move isn't where it's going. Give me 1 second. This is lagged out. I might just have to make... I think I got it where I kind of want it. All right, so let me pull my notes back up. This is actually more challenging than I thought it would be. Pretty challenging. All right, so I'm going to do this for a little bit. All right, so we've got 4 pillars of the 1111 human temple. So we've got the east here, east, south, west, and north. So you can break it down. I've got Native American tribal things on here. I've got archangels. I've got dragons from the Eastern culture. And then the center here, the Native Americans considered that the sacred fire. So east, I'm going to actually see if I can toggle between both. I can't. This is an awful idea. I'm just going to have to make a hole. All right, so I'm going to just hammer this and cut it off. All right, so the east, we have earth, element, grounding, and nourishment. Chakra resonance, the root, body focus, legs, feet, and bones. Jungian archetypal function, the builder, stability, embodiment. So that's pillar 1. We've got the east and earth. So that is the spark of creation, the spark, the I am. And then we have south, fire down here, which represents will and transformation. The solar plexus, the digestive core, the warrior, action, and vitality. And then we have the west, which represents water, feeling and intuition, the heart chakra resonance, The body focus is blood and lymph. And the Jungian archetype, we have the lover, empathy, and flow. So the more you can create your own mandala like this and start breaking down everything you can in the 4, the 1-1-1-1. This helps a lot with psychological, spiritual, emotional integration, understanding so many different layers. And then we have the north, which represents air, thought, and direction. The chakra resonance is the crown and third eye. Body focus is the breath, neural pathways. The Jungian archetype is the seer, clarity, divine vision. I'm probably all over the place with my phone. And then we have the center, spirit, integration, synthesis. So once you can integrate the 4 pillars, the 1-1-1-1, you get into the center. You start playing with the ether, lucid dreaming and lucid living, bringing your dreams into reality, seeding the future, breaking down timelines. You're manifesting faster through magnetism, not sheer willpower. All right, so the chakra resonance in the center, we have the higher heart, body focus, electromagnetic field. We are in a Venusian age. We are done with the 5,000 years of masculine ruled patriarchy. It is starting to become a more Venetian feminine era. We are in the age of Aquarius, and the Jungian archetype function in the middle is the sage, coherence, and unity. So happy 11/11, y'all. I am going to jump off here and start brewing my Blue Lotus tea. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video, if I can figure this out.